Imagine you wake up one day to check your bank account and there's an extra $10 million sitting there. No explanation, no backstory, just cash. What's your move? If your answer is buy a Lambo and flex on Instagram, congrats, you just went broke in record time. However, real wealth doesn't just sit there looking pretty, it works for you. And today, we're diving into the 10 luxury assets that don't just scream I'm rich, but actually make you richer. Let's go. Fine art. Some people buy stocks while others buy Van Gogh's self-portrait for $70 million, because why not? Fine art is a flex and an investment. Unlike your cousin's crypto portfolio, it actually appreciates over time. Do you know why? Well, for starters, art is a scarce asset. No one's making another Mona Lisa unless AI gets real wild. And the ultra-wealthy love it because it's not tied to stock markets. When economies crash, art holds value like a stubborn ex that just won't let go. Interestingly, the art market has outperformed the S&P 500 for the past 20 years. Don't be surprised if that weird-looking modern sculpture is worth more than your house in a decade. Actually, it's no news that museums and private collectors fight over the rarest pieces, which drives prices through the roof. And for the ultra-wealthy, it doubles as a tax haven. Ever heard of the Freeport loophole? It lets billionaires stash priceless art in storage facilities without paying import taxes. Masterworks and other platforms make it possible to own a fraction of a Warhol or a Basquiat without dropping millions up front. It's the modern way to play the fine art game without needing a private jet to visit auctions. But if you think buying paintings is just for museum-loving billionaires, wait until you see what's next. Let's just say it's basically passive income on 4 wheels. Classic cars. Luxury cars are a terrible investment unless of course you buy the right ones. Your 2023 McLaren depreciating faster than a TikTok trend, but that 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO, it sold for $48 million. Classic cars aren't just status symbols, they're rolling assets. Rare, well-maintained classics appreciate because they're finite. People don't make mint-condition Lamborghini Miuras anymore, just like they don't make respectable rap albums from the early 2000s. The watchword here is exclusivity. High-performance sports cars from brands like Ferrari and Bugatti are produced in limited numbers, and if the car has history like winning a race or being owned by a celebrity, its value skyrockets. Auctions are packed with collectors willing to shell out millions for the rarest finds. You want another insider tip? Automakers like Bugatti and Koenigsegg create ultra-exclusive models with only a few dozen in existence. If you want proof, here's a real-life situation. The McLaren F1 was originally sold for about $800,000 in the 90s. Today, it's worth well over $20 million. That's a return that would make any hedge fund manager jealous. So, if you're looking for the best classic cars to invest in, you can go for Ferrari, Porsche and Aston Martin. If James Bond would drive it, it's probably a good bet. And keep them in pristine condition because a single scratch can tank the value. On the flip side, what if I told you there's an asset that makes you money while you sleep and it's not real estate? That's the next luxury asset on our list. Rare watches. Watches aren't just for telling time, they're for buying time. A rare Patek Philippe doesn't just hold its value, it gains value faster than tech stocks in a bull run. If you bought a Rolex Daytona Paul Newman in the 70s for a few grand, congratulations, you're now sitting on a $17 million payday. Now, why would a watch fetch you all that money? Well, scarcity drives the value. Luxury brands intentionally limit production to make their watches more exclusive. Rolex has years-long wait lists, and if you're lucky enough to get your hands on a limited edition Patek Philippe, you're practically guaranteed a massive return. Another reason is that collectors and investors treat watches like stocks. So, which should you go for? Well, you can start with brands like the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak or early model Richard Mille. These beauties are skyrocketing in demand and collectors are paying insane premiums for them. Listen, the rich guys use luxury watches as a form of quiet wealth storage. You won't see billionaires walking around with gold bars in their pockets, but you will see them wearing $500,000 worth of timepieces. It's an untraceable way to move and store wealth without catching the attention of tax authorities. And one more thing, never buy from a dealer with a neon best prices sign. If it looks like a flea market, run. And before you run, take a look at the next luxury asset. It's an asset class that makes old money even older and richer. Vintage wine and whiskey. Most individuals love collecting sneakers, but the rich, they collect bottles of booze worth more than your entire net worth. Take the Macallan 1926 Scotch. It sold for $2.7 million for one bottle. Imagine sipping that and realizing it's just whiskey. High net worth collectors treat vintage wine and whiskey like stocks that get better with age. The older and rarer the bottle, the higher the value. A well-preserved bottle from a legendary distillery appreciates massively over time. And here's where things get really interesting. Unlike wine, it doesn't age once bottled, so its quality is preserved forever. The demand for rare bottles is so extreme that whiskey investment funds now exist. This is where people invest in barrels of premium spirits before they even hit the market. If you're interested in this type of luxury asset, just stick to legendary distilleries and vineyards like Macallan, Pappy Van Winkle, Romani Conti. But whatever you do not drink your investment unless you're okay with crying over a $100,000 sip. Private islands. Nothing says I have too much money like buying an island. It's peak main character energy, and private islands don't just scream seclusion and status, they're insanely lucrative. That's why investors develop them into high-end resorts, eco-retreats or private vacation rentals to generate massive passive income. Now, do you remember Richard Branson's Necker Island? It was bought for $180,000. Can you guess how it's worth now? It's over $100 million, and I'm not even joking. At this point, you're either thinking, I need to start investing smart or I need a raise. Drop a comment and tell me which luxury asset you'd go for first. And if you're enjoying this, hit that like button. High-end jewelry. Apart from looking extravagant, luxury jewelry is one of the most consistent and portable forms of wealth storage. Brands like Cartier, Graf, and Tiffany create timeless pieces that appreciate in value over time. A rare pink diamond can go from $1 million to $10 million in just a decade, and limited edition collections from renowned jewelers can fetch outrageous sums at auction. High-end jewelry is discrete wealth compared to stocks and real estate. It can be passed down, resold, or even used as collateral for loans in a financial crunch. And you know the best part? A diamond necklace doesn't require an offshore account to store value. If you're in on the luxury jewelry deal, you can opt for rare colored diamonds and vintage Cartier designs. Handbags. You might laugh, but some Hermes Birkin bags outperform the S&P 500. Limited edition luxury handbags from Hermes, Chanel, and Louis Vuitton are in constant demand. Since production is limited and wait lists are years long, resale values skyrocket. An exotic leather Birkin bag originally priced at $20,000 can sell for over $100,000 on the secondary market. Auction houses are now including handbags in high-end investment portfolios because their value retention is shockingly strong. And how do you become a part of this? Well, just go ahead and look for limited edition bags with rare materials or discontinued designs. Don't tell anyone, but these bags bring the highest ROI. Real estate. Why do you think people buy houses in prime real estate in cities like London, New York, and Hong Kong? Their reason is more than the beautiful scenery and definitely about legacy wealth. Rich individuals park money in luxury properties because they appreciate over time, generate rental income, and provide tangible value in a volatile market. Exclusive locations, beachfront villas, penthouses in global capitals, and properties in tax-friendly zones like Monaco or Dubai make for bulletproof investments. Some billionaires even buy property solely for their historical value, knowing they'll only get rarer and more valuable. Private jets. Yes, private jets are a luxury, but did you know they can also be an asset, creating a revenue stream that offsets depreciation? In fact, fractional ownership programs like NetJets allow investors to own shares in private aircraft. Beyond that, private jet ownership provides time efficiency, allowing business moguls to move faster and make deals that commercial travelers simply can't. More time means more money, making private jets an asset in both convenience and capital. Rare books and historical memorabilia. Old books? Really? Yes. Rare first editions, signed manuscripts, and historical documents have become one of the fastest growing asset classes in the luxury space. A signed first edition of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone sold for $471,000. Even rare works from Shakespeare regularly fetch millions at auction. Collectors and investors are now acquiring rare books and historical memorabilia, knowing that their rarity and cultural significance make them highly valuable over time. The truth remains that luxury assets are pieces of history institutions and private collectors will pay astronomical prices for. Now, want to know how billionaires keep their wealth by legally avoiding taxes? Well, hit the subscribe button and see you there.